morning, class. How are you? I hope by the grace of God you are all fine. Very good. Today, we are looking at graphs. Graphs. Graph is a representation of data or information in a graphical way. For instance, when I stand before you and I tell you that in this country we have 25 buses, 30 bicycles, 800 trucks, 924, let's say, tipper trucks. Okay, good. Who can recollect what I said? You realize you are now trying to think. Talk less if I ask you which of the various vehicles I mentioned is the least in the country. You have no idea because they were just words. I just mentioned them, so you find it difficult to recollect unless you go back to the video and take notes before you get it. But then, if I present it like this, that, oh, okay, these are tracks, these are tracks, these are bicycles, and these are cars. When I ask you straightforward, which of the various vehicles or transportation devices are more in the country, looking at it is simple. You don't need any number to know that bicycle is the most. So this is what graph does. Graph presents data in a graphical information. Okay, very good. But today we are going to look at the first foundation of something you're about to learn in JHS and in SHS and so on. In SHS, you call it function and relation. In JHS, you call it mapping. But in primary 4, you are calling it correspondence. Correspondence. Good. So today we are looking at correspondence. When we talk about correspondence, there are two types of correspondence. There are two types of correspondence. One is one-to-one correspondence. One-to-one correspondence. Then two is one-to-many correspondence. One-to-many correspondence. As you go on, you realize there are many different types. But at your level, we are looking at these two types, one-to-one correspondence and one-to-many correspondence. Good. So let's look at the first one, one-to-one correspondence. One-to-one correspondence. One-to-one correspondence. Example of one-to-one correspondence is this. You can have region and their capital. Okay, so let's take Western region. Let's take Central region. Let's take Eastern region. Good. Then when it comes to the capitals, let's take Cape Coast. Let's take Koforidua. And let's take Takrade, which is also known as Second D Takrade. Okay, now when you look at this and you are supposed to correspond these regions to their various capitals, that is why it's called correspondence. But then in JHS you say you have to map them. Good. So when you do this, you realize that Western region goes with that, Central region goes with that, and Eastern region goes with that. This is why we call it 1 to 1, because Western region maps to only 1. So 1 to 1. Central maps to only 1. Eastern corresponds to only 1. Central corresponds to only 1. Western corresponds to only 1. So we call it 1 to 1 correspondence. 1 to 1 correspondence. Let's take another example. Yeah, these are shapes and their names. Okay, so when you look at this will map on to that. This will map on to that. And that will map on to that. So this is another example. Square mapped onto that, triangle, rectangle. So we have 1 to 1 mapping. We don't have this mapping onto so many things. It's just one thing. So we call this 1 to 1 correspondence. 1 to 1 correspondence. Thank you very much, and I hope you understood today's lesson. Tomorrow, we shall be looking at one to many. Yes, and with the introduction I have given, I have realized, or I guess you already know what one to many is. But I'll give you some examples tomorrow and we'll go into detail. Do enjoy your day and remember to go to the assignment section to practice. Never hesitate to get in touch through my WhatsApp line 0576116204 when you have any problem. Have a nice day. Bye.